You! Back away from the ledge!
Hey viewers, Marcus here from Topic Tech Gaming. Today we're going to dive into the Animus and review Assassin's Creed Unity. Assassin's Creed Unity is the first of the franchise to reach the next-gen consoles exclusively, and with that, Ubisoft has adjusted the mechanics and brought the next-gen controls into play as well. Fighting, for example, requires a little bit more skill than holding the counter button like you could in previous titles. When an enemy attacks you, a bar appears above them. It will be orange, but for a brief moment will turn yellow right before you get hit. It is at this time you hit the counter button. If you do it too soon or too late, you find yourself staggering from their attacks. Of course, as your gear gets better, that window of opportunity for a counter is lengthened. Most notably, however, is their new parkour-style run system. You now have more control as you climb up and down the environment around you. As you run, hold one button to ascend and hold another to descend. It's a welcome improvement, and it makes you wonder why the controls couldn't have been like this in past titles.
Right now, I see how it is. You want some trouble?
While not the most memorable soundtrack in the franchise, it is definitely enjoyable. I found myself humming the theme of the game randomly at work one day. The music seems to come in randomly as you're playing and fades out just at the right moments. That's about it though, nothing more worth saying, nothing worth writing home about. It's a great soundtrack, it's just not the best in the franchise in my opinion. The graphics in this game are one of its strongest points. This game is really beautiful. The textures, the buildings, and the landscapes are all breathtaking. There was even a scene with a tornado that I had to just stop playing and enjoy what I was seeing. It's really amazing to see what the next gen has to offer as far as graphic capabilities. Paris is really massive. For the first time, I actually feel like I'm walking through a sizable city. There are a ton of people crowding the streets, riding, shopping, interacting with each other. You even have the option to explore inside a lot of the structures as well, adding a whole new layer of depth to the exploration side of the game. You will find yourself stopping at times and taking in the view. All of the textures are really well done, and the environmental special effects are amazing. This time around, you play the role of a man named Arno Dorian. Initially, you will start off as Arno when he's just a young boy, and after that scenario finishes, you flash forward to him being an adult.
Can't win fairly at cards, so you stoop to thieving, you bastard!
Calm down, Victor. I've only come for my watch.
It's my watch. I want it fairly.
Well, in a just world, Victor, I would agree with you, but this is not a just world. This is France.
His childhood best friend Elise plays a vital role in the story as well. And if this game had a co-star, it would be her.
That's some welcome.
One can't be too careful.
Without saying too much though, and risking the plot being spoiled for you, the lines of the Assassin Brotherhood and their ancient enemies, the Templars, merge and cross a lot during the course of the story.
What the devil is this supposed to mean?
Holding true to the Assassin's Creed formula, famous figures in history play their spot in the game as well. Most notably, Napoleon Bonaparte.
Yes, mustn't be late for the damned opera. The war doesn't even start until the 5th act.
Napoleon Bonaparte, soon to be Emperor of France.
Sadly, unlike previous games, their stage time was few and far between. The pace that the story moves depends really on how much side content you do in between the main memories. At times, the story seemed really engaging and it would pull you in. Then things kind of get boring and uninteresting, just to have something happen that'll rope you right back into it.
What are they?
Messages from the past. I had myself thrown into half the prisons in Paris in search of these.
If you were looking for the continuation of the modern-day storyline, exploring and learning more about Abstergo, or discovering what has been happening outside of the Animus after the ending events to Assassin's Creed 3, be warned, you won't find that here. 95% of this game takes place inside the Animus playing as Arno. Rarely do you interact with the real world. In the present-day portion of the game, you play as yourself. Abstergo Entertainment has created a gaming device known as the Helix, which allows players to relive genetic memories. Abstergo then farms that information from the players into their database. Using this information, they hope to be able to track down the body of a sage, which contains precursor DNA that is in a triple helix rather than the double helix form. After the initial mission, the present-day assassins hijack the sequence and ask you to explore the memories of Arno as well as help them against the Templars. To help convince you, they provide you with an Abstergo internal memo and quickly fill you in on the true purpose of Abstergo, the Helix, and what they hope to obtain. Unity isn't without its faults, though. It can be quite buggy. In fact, the game came under heavy criticism at launch with some major frame rate issues that needed to be patched with a pretty massive file. They even dropped the frame rate to avoid the issue and still had it. However, I played after the holidays were over and I haven't experienced these issues. Some users report still having issues even after the patch though. That aside, there really wasn't much bugginess that I didn't already expect. Sometimes when using Eagle Vision, items in the murder mysteries wouldn't glow gold, and I would spend an hour manually investigating every square pixel just to find the item that would lead me to the next point of interest. Things like people looking disfigured or their faces missing for half a second were extremely rare. A lot less common than, let's say, a horse flying through the air randomly. Looking at you, Skyrim. Personally, I felt Assassin's Creed 3 was still the buggiest in the series. Could be I've just been really lucky. The one thing that has annoyed me the entire time I've been playing is that the servers for Assassin's Creed Initiates have been down for maintenance for over a month now. While gold chests will be available to unlock and collect, it seems to be a part of the game I'm missing out on.
They're killing us! Oh God, have mercy!
Really, who takes down a feature of the game during holidays right after release? From what I've read though, I'm not missing much and a majority of the reason to do it has been unlocked in the game world for you. Just like in previous titles, there is a lot to do. Murder mysteries, multiplayer missions, plenty of items and treasures to collect. In fact, it is a bit overwhelming when you load up the map and you have 300 plus items staring back at you. If you have OCD or are a completionist, take this game in strides. My favorite sides were the murder mysteries. You also have gear loadouts that can drastically change your playstyle and look, as well as puzzles and riddles to solve. So there's plenty to do in this game. Multiplayer in this game is completely overhauled compared to the previous titles. Gone are the head-to-head assassination battles, and now you unite with each other to tackle certain missions. I really enjoyed and hated this. Your rewards for completing the mission are based on how often everyone was detected. While some play a stealthy approach, others are a run and gun and figure it out as it happens type of player. Definitely worth doing for completion of the sequences. Ubisoft has definitely polished its formula. Things like the new controls have really helped it, but it is the little things like a silhouette of yourself staying behind where the guards last detected you, or improved Eagle Vision that make it feel so much better. And then there is the Assassin's Creed Unity app. There are items and chests in the game that you could not collect unless you used this app to complete mobile missions. I mean, I guess it gave me something to do for 2 minutes on lunch, but it seemed like a chore just to be able to get to a treasure chest. While this game isn't the best in the series, it is good. Great even. It has its high and low moments just like a great book. In fact, some of its weaknesses make me really appreciate the great things that much more. This game could have been flawless if it wasn't for the weaker story, had a better soundtrack, or didn't require apps and online servers that are never available to thoroughly enjoy it. I'd still give this game a strong 8 out of 10 though. Like I said, while not perfect and not the best in the series, it is definitely a strong next-gen game. I really look forward to what Ubisoft does from here, hopefully learning from their mistakes and listening to their customers. And that wraps up my review. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to Topic Tech Gaming below, and also check out our parent channel, Topic Tech, where we review technology, have how-tos, and unboxing videos. Thanks again for watching.